Hi, this is Michael Cohen. I'm a Dallas estate and elder law attorney, and I'm joined by my friend and former co-host of our radio station show, uh, Don Crawford Jr. And so I always ask him to be a participant in our podcast because I never know what questions people would ask, and he's just a good sounding board. So I appreciate you joining me as
Always.
usual, Don.
Hmm.
The first, this podcast is going to be a current one, or at least current when I'm doing this. I don't know when you're listening, but it's about Michael Jackson and his estate. His estate was recently sued again. As you know, after he died, and perhaps even before, he was sued by many people because of his, well, what could say, him being a sexual predator.
Right.
And so here, even though he died in 2009, he's being sued again by this second family, or is what they call themselves, because he took them on trips. He did all sorts of things from when they were young, from 7 on into their teenagers. And this family has sued him for raping and drugging and sexual abuse from what occurred prior to his death. Now, the interesting thing about this is why now? Why now? Um, well, they had always defended him for all these years, whereas so many people had made accusations. They were on Oprah Winfrey and, oh, geez, 16 years ago. They said, no, no, he did nothing wrong. They defended him. In fact, but what we didn't know, at some point, there was a secret settlement where they were paid $16 million, which ran out last year, 2025. And so part of the deal was, hey, keep quiet. And
Yeah.
so you say, well, can they do it now? They had this agreement that if there was anything that ever happened, that they could go to arbitration. Well, that was in the state court. Didn't say anything about the federal court. So they went to the federal court to forum shop, I guess you'd say, so that they could sue rather than being bound by arbitration. Well, anyway, so what happened here? What are they alleging? Oh, well, please forgive the terms that he used. He had certain codes. So before he would have a session with one of the children, he would say, we're going to go to Disneyland. And he would have term to make it easier for, I hate to say the abuse, the allegations are if we're going to this is a Disney juice, that would be wine. No, that would be hard liquor. Jesus juice was the wine, and he would give these children to make it easier on them, uh, supposedly, either liquor or wine to take advantage of them. This may be worse, I shouldn't say, than some other sexual predators we have been hearing about in recent years. Anyway, so basically, they had the settlement agreement, and so the estate is saying, well, what are you doing? You were bound by arbitration. They said, well, that was a state court decision. You didn't say that we couldn't go to federal court to sue. So now they bring it up in public to do a go around, to forum shop, as they say, to try to make it public so that they could, quite frankly, get more funds. Now,
Right.
I'm not saying that. In this case, well, at least in my opinion, both sides are not exactly lily white. Michael Jackson certainly is nothing that we hope that anybody would be as far as being a sexual predator. So his reputation has been tainted long ago. But on the other hand, these victims, they are victims, but they got paid before, and now that the money is stopped in 2025, they're saying, "Show me the money, give me more." So I know Michael Jackson had a song about money, and he said, "Show me the cash, and I'll lie for you. I'll cry for you. Just give me the money," something like that. And for some reason, that makes me think about these people.
Yeah. It's too bad because I guess they're alleging certain things about Michael Jackson. Nothing's been proven yet, and I don't know if it ever will be. And they're suing the estate, a big estate with lots of money. There's a lot of wealth there. So they're not really suing Michael. And it's really sad because they just want to be paid the hush money and then they'll circumvent everything. They'll be quiet about everything, like the attorney has circumvented everything and gone from state to federal. And that's sad, but that's life.
The estate is always a target. Remember, we uh, previously we talked about how the mom had fought closing of the estate because they wanted to sell the rights to different songs and things like that. And the trustees had to go to court to convince, and mom was, wanting to get more. And then now that right now, his daughter Paris is suing the trustees of the estate or the executors of the estate, saying that they're not managing things well and they're not doing this and that right. So she's trying to collect more. So when you have a big estate like he obviously has, you're the target of lawsuits because, it's just like his song Money. Just do whatever you can.
Right? It's sad because the bigger you are, the harder you might fall. And I feel badly for all the circumstances, all the people that are involved. But whatever happens, happens. And that's the world that they live in, not us, thank God.
Yeah, well, but I guess it goes to show you a lot of times people sue on estates. I know that's a large estate, and when you're a large estate, you're a large target. So,
They are.
um,
And
and
I just didn't understand that double dipping. But I guess the attorney found a way to get around that.
well, because it said we're bound to arbitration, it was with a state court, and so they apparently said, well, this is in a state court, we're going to federal court, and therefore he didn't. Maybe it wasn't stated in the settlement agreement. He said you can't talk about this stuff. You're supposed to hush,
Right.
and obviously, as the defense says, this is a money grab.
Right, exactly. And I think Michael, not shame, but something was wrong with that attorney who didn't cross all of his T's when he was preparing to say, no matter what, you can't do this. And
Yeah,
they're doing it anyway. And say shame on that attorney.
well, that's true. That's true. I think that, you know, that should be part of the settlement agreement. But
Unless he wanted to double dip in terms of publicity and all that stuff. Maybe he left it open. Who knows?
I don't think I would want that publicity.
No. I guess, but any publicity is good publicity, is my
Well,
understanding of.
I guess. Well, I don't know. I'm not so
Yeah,
sure about that.
true. But
Well, I don't know. Is there a particular lesson that we should learn from this? Well, I
really,
guess anybody could always sue. Be
yeah,
careful what happens when you have your settlement agreement. I suppose, like you just said, dot all your I's and cross your T's. And it's not unusual that people contest, but well, maybe it is. You always put a no contest provision, but this is a crime, and so
yeah,
you can't do anything on that.
right.
Crimes, especially if something of this magnitude,
For sure.
could go on. I mean, um, I don't know if, hate to say, Jeffrey Epstein's accusers have all been settled or not, but I
Right.
suppose that somebody could be going after his estate still too if they haven't already.
He had some strange sexual dalliances as well, which I understand. So, but that's for another show.
I guess so.
Appreciate
Well,
it.
and until that time, unless you want to hear, or by the way, if somebody wants to know more questions about anything like this or anything about estate planning, we have free estate planning essentials workshops once a month, every month.
Great.
If you're interested in that, just call 214 720 0102, 214 720 0102, or sign up online at Dallas dallaselderlawyer.com, dallaselderlawyer.com. It's free. There's no obligation. It's just people, a lot of times at these workshops, people ask about estate planning, and sometimes I refer to some of the stories that we tell here on these podcasts or articles that I write to as a illustration of what could be done differently. So this case, I guess, like you said, the big thing was that the settlement agreement wasn't adequate, but that wasn't any kind of planning that you or I would be doing. But it's something that there's lots of different things that could be go wrong.
That's for sure. And they have.
Well, thank you, Don. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Ben.
it, and we'll see you on the next recording.
Great.